By the way, Bellroy and Carryology are giving away one of these bags. Not this one because I kind of messed it up already a little bit. So stick around to the end of the video to learn how you can win this bag. For those of you who don't know, many years ago, my very first video about a bag, which was the GR0, was on Carryology and basically started my whole bag career. And over the years, I reviewed a lot of bags for Carryology, and now I'm very excited to test out one of the new collaborations, which is the Bellroy Carryology Chimera Slingbag. So I already tested the Bellroy Carryology Chimera backpack, which I really liked and which was a very cool design. So seeing a sling bag in this Chimera design language is pretty cool, and I'm really looking forward to test it out. So I just finished going to the supermarket, and somewhere inside the supermarket I got something on my hand, something white, and I got it here on the bag. I can't wipe it off, so I need to figure out if I can wipe off these dirt marks when I'm home with the wet cloth or something. So usually I'm not a big fan of these 6-liter sling bags. I prefer smaller sling bags, like around the 1.5 to 2 liter-ish sling bags, like the Bellroy hip pack that has been my favorite bag of 2023, or something like the Code of Bell that is, to be fair, quite big for the 2 or 3 liter capacity. But yeah, from that perspective alone, I prefer those smallish sling bag, and I'm not usually a person that deviates or gravitates is the word, right? Gravitates towards these 6-liter sling bags. That being said, Bellroy has this mechanism where when you wear the bag, it kind of like pulls itself tighter due to the gravitational pull to the bottom. So when you have it on your shoulder and the bag pulls down, obviously, it kind of tightens itself in terms of thickness. You have maybe seen that on the Bellroy Slingbags, and the same mechanism is in this sling bag as well. Therefore, due to its somewhat compressing feature, and I put that in air quotes because I'm not sure if they actually call it that way, but it feels that way, that it kind of compresses the bag when it's on your shoulder. In terms of thickness, it doesn't feel as bulky and as noticeable when you're wearing it. That is a huge benefit for this bag. The negative about this is when it is on your shoulders and you open it up and you kind of want to load something in, you kind of need to, let's say, wiggle the bag apart to make room for maybe a thicker item. So what happens is, if I have my DJI Pocket 3, which I'm filming on in here, and want to put in my phone as well, which is the Samsung Fold 5, a very thick boy, I need to kind of pull the bag wider to slide in those thicker items when it is on my shoulder. Obviously, when it's here on the desk, it doesn't pull itself like tight, but when it's on your shoulder and therefore all of the weight of the contents inside, in air quotes, pull the bag down, it kind of makes the bag tighter. This is something to be aware of because on one hand it is a positive because it's not as bulky and it keeps everything tightly together, but if you want to access stuff or especially want to put stuff into the bag, that is definitely something that you need to be aware of. Alright, while I'm preparing my food for lunch, let's talk quickly about what's in this bag. Alright, before I go into what I packed inside this Carryology Bellroy Chimera Slingbag, let me just quickly address a comment that I already anticipate that some of you might comment below. Do I really carry all of these items on everyday carry basis? And that is a very valid and understandable question. As mentioned in one of the segments in this video, I told you that I prefer 1.5 liter-ish sling bags just to keep my pants pockets empty. I carry a big phone, this is the Samsung Fold 5, but also my extra wallet and my Orbit key. And by the way, some of the items that I mentioned in this video I will link below. Those are affiliate links. If you order with those links you won't pay more, but you will support this channel with a small kickback of that sale. So as I mentioned, I want to keep my pants pockets empty with carrying a small sling bag. This is a 6-liter sling bag, therefore it is much bigger, and I want to test it out to the max. So I carry a lot of items, or I packed a lot of items in here, one of which are these cameras. This is the Pocket 3, and I also carry a small little camera like the G9 from Canon, or a small micro four thirds camera like the GX85, because as mentioned in one of my vlogs or previous videos that you can see at the Bow 2, I would love to take more pictures or film more vlogs while I'm outside. So I try to force myself to carry that camera gear most of the time, and these fit quite well in here. Furthermore, I think this is a perfect personal item when you are boarding an airplane. So I also packed some entertainment with me in addition to the Samsung Fold 5. So yeah, without further ado, let's go into what I packed inside this Bellroy Carryology Chimera Slingbag. Alright, what do I have in this Carryology Bellroy Chimera Sling bag with 6 liters? As mentioned before, I put in a lot of items that I either use every day or that I want to carry because I want to take pictures or videos on the go, or that I also pack because I believe this is a perfect personal item when you are flying. So the bag that is additionally to your carry-on backpack or bag. So there's a lot going on, not loaded up to the fullest, but to the items that I personally would usually carry on a day-to-day basis, or that I have been carrying during this testing phase. So let's start with the front compartment. This is perfect for my keys, which is my Orbit key. Then I have some lip balm, a small USB-C power bank. I like this one because it is so tiny, but more importantly, it also can charge my Samsung Watch 4. It only has a capacity of 4000 milliampere hours. It's not much, but it is enough to quickly top off, or not top off. It doesn't fully charge my phone, but it can give me some juice while on the go. Then a small USB-C cable, USB-C to USB-C or lightning cable. This is from Shark. Then nothing more here in the front because I don't want to have it too bulked up and too full in this front compartment. Sometimes I also put in my car keys inside. Then usually I have the tripod, or this little mini tripod adapter for the Pocket 3 in one of these side slots. But obviously I'm filming now at the moment. Then right next to it I have the Pocket 3. So this is the case of the Pocket 3 that is right there. Next to it I have the Canon G9, small, very old camera. I want to utilize this more on one hand because it is so small but still chunky enough to give me a good grip. It has a CCD sensor, so modern cameras have a CMOS sensor. This has a CCD sensor, so it gives you a little bit of a retro feel, in addition with this flash that has the vibes of a point and shoot smallish film camera actually. Then in the top part that is actually dedicated for glasses, I have my Fold 5 phone, and to be honest, many bags have these soft inner lining slots, compartments that are for your glasses. But truth to be told, personally I would never put my expensive prescription glasses or expensive sunglasses in these slots because I would be too afraid that they would get crushed. They don't get scratched obviously due to the soft inner lining, but honestly I feel there's a very high likeliness of them being crushed rushed, so I don't utilize these pockets without maybe a glasses case. But that slot is perfect in terms of sizing for my Fold 5 phone. This is a perfect tool for answering emails, watching movies and stuff like that. But I'm currently working on a vlog on how I minimize my social media intake. Obviously, as a YouTube, it sounds so weird, a YouTube personality, and I hate that word, influencer. I obviously post a lot on social media, but I want to reduce my intake. So on one hand, I have my phone where I have some methods to kind of reduce the intake of social media. Follow me on the Boat 2 to see that upcoming vlog on how I minimize my social media intake. And one of the methods is to kind of move my interest or my concentration somewhere else. And I do that by using this Anbernic RG35XX Plus Retro handheld. Before I used the RG35XXH, which is horizontal. You might have seen that in one of my other videos, and that unfortunately broke. So I bought myself this new one, and yeah, I love playing retro games. It is so small, it is very easy to carry around, good for entertainment, good to keep myself distracted, in air quotes, from going to social media and then just doom scrolling on Instagram, for instance. So this is how I like to chill out in the evening, grab my little Anbernic RG35XX Plus, which is a terrible name, and play a couple of retro games. For instance, Contra, I played that through, or right now I'm playing Final Fantasy VII, and I really like picking this up and playing when I have some downtime, or as mentioned, to reduce my social media intake. I love playing on my Xbox or on my Switch, like Hogwarts Legacy. You can see that review on my second channel, by the way. But with most games nowadays that I play on the Xbox that are story-based, I sometimes lose the story progress, because obviously the older you get, the more stuff you have to do, and sometimes you can't fit in a play session in your schedule. Then it can be that you do not play that game for 2, 3 or 4 weeks, and then you start up the game and then you're kind of like lost and don't know where you have ended the game, and then you try to pick up the story again. So it is kind of hard, for me at least, in my life situation to actually play these big storylines and open world games. So it is cool to kind of just pick up this small little device that has a very quick boot up time and loading these games, because on the Xbox obviously you have to start the console, then you start the game, then there's a loading period that might need to update the game, then download some gigabytes of an update, and it takes forever. It's actually an effort, in air quotes, to play a game nowadays. And with these retro devices, I just started up. It's so small, I can carry it anywhere, and then I just started up when I'm, waiting for my coffee machine to start up or whatever, and just switch it on, play a little bit of Contra, play a little bit of Tony Hawk or whatever, some game that is fast to start and to just get into it, right? Obviously Final Fantasy VII has a storyline, but because it is so small, I can just carry it anyway and just start playing. So I really can recommend these small little retro devices to play, and especially, as I mentioned, to kind of reduce my social media intake. Then I have my extra wallet in one of the slots in here, pack of tissue, which I kind of squished into one of the 2 side slots, and then that's basically it. In the back you have another pocket, which is fairly slim because it doesn't eat into the main compartment, but it's not very great for like thicker items. You can put the phone in here, and I would be very comfortable to put it in there, but then it kind of bulks out on this side. So I feel this, because it is right to your body, this is the perfect place for your passport. Again, making this a very good bag as a personal item when you're flying. So this are all of the items that I have been carrying now on a daily basis in the Bellroy Carryology Chimera Slingbag. Okay, I just finished Muay Thai and boxing training, so I'm still a little bit sweaty and shaking. And it is, as you can hear and maybe see, it is raining quite heavily. So I thought this is a good opportunity to talk about some of the negatives of the Carryology Bellroy Chimera Slingbag, because this is a design choice that I don't really, let's say, agree with most of the Bellroy Slingbags. The front compartment has this lip that I somewhat like to call like a rain gutter. I understand that some people like this and it is a good way to hide that zipper. However, because it is somewhat like a rain gutter, in this place, when it rains as heavily as it does at the moment, water will accumulate in that small little lip, or as I call it, rain gutter. No matter if there is a very high quality YKK AquaGuard zipper inside, there still is a tiny little gap at the end of the zipper. So if there is a lot of water accumulating in that rain gutter and it is raining as heavily as it is right now, water will push into the bag or into that compartment eventually. So yeah, I understand that it is a design choice to kind of hide the zipper, but yeah, I do not like that as much as I would like. I would not put any important or electronic items in that pocket if it would be raining as heavily as it does right now. That being said, I think that it is a very unique design choice. I know some people really like that and don't really mind that there is this kind of rain gutter or this lip. Continuing with things that bother me in terms of, or not in terms of when it rains, that is a design choice. There is this small little gap on the left and the right side of the sling of the opening of the main compartment. This is also something that I already said is a negative or a flaw with other Bellroy Slingbags, because if you are a motorcycle rider like I am and you do not mind riding in the rain, your back wheel will kind of like splash water on the back of your jacket, but also kind of splashes the water upwards. So it is possible in theory that it could get water could get splashed from the bottom upwards and then into the bag. I understand this is a very unlikely situation and might not necessarily apply to most people, but I think it's still something that I would like to mention. But I understand that it's a very specific case where this could happen. I understand most people probably won't ride with this on a motorcycle in heavy rain. I know that many of my friends who ride motorcycles would never ride in this kind of weather, but I sometimes do when I'm commuting, for instance, and then I just don't want to risk water getting inside, especially not when I carry all of this camera equipment like the Pocket 3 or my other camera. And it is honestly, from my perspective, somewhat of a shame, because all of the rest of most Bellroy bags are really good constructed and the fabric is water resistant, highly water resistant, especially in the case of this bag. So having two small gaps left and right, kind of defeats the purpose a little bit, in my humble opinion, because there is likeliness that water gets inside. Or now it also kind of imagine if you carry the bag slanted on your side, so it's on your back, for instance, and it is slanted like this, water can still get maybe splash inside if you do not close it properly. As I said, there is a gap. However, I understand that is a design choice, because as mentioned, I need to combine this a little bit because this is a negative and a positive at the same time. As I also mentioned, when this bag is on your back and hanging down and is pulled by the gravitational forces and the contents inside is pulled downwards, then it kind of squishes everything together. And as I mentioned, everything inside gets a little bit cramped. It is more difficult to get things inside because it kind of pulls itself together. This is also due to this folding design of it pulling together, and there's a fold on the left and right. So I understand that this gap has to be there in order to be able to kind of fold together. So I understand the design choice, and as I said in the beginning or in some part of this, going now to the positives, this bag being kind of squished together when you wear it makes it very slim and streamlined, and therefore I like it a lot because it doesn't feel like a 6-liter capacity bag. So with every design choice, there's always a pro and a trade-off that comes with that design choice. Oh, and one negative that I almost forgot to mention: when I am in the car, I understand that not many people will keep wearing this sling bag while they are driving or on a seatbelt, but I noticed whenever I'm going to grocery shopping, I don't take off this bag. So my seatbelt sometimes, or not sometimes, actually most of the time, gets stuck underneath this very beautiful patch and kind of like snags onto this. Obviously you can take off the patch, but it's so beautiful, and yeah, I don't think I will take it off, but this is something to keep in mind. If you keep wearing your seatbelt while driving, will snag on this beautiful Velcro patch that you can detach, of course. Alright, now let's talk about the positives, the verdict, and more importantly, the contest giveaway where you can win one of these limited edition Carryology Bellroy Chimera Slingbags. So stick around to the end of the video to learn how you can win this bag. Not this one, a new one actually. So the positives. Like I just mentioned in the end of the negative section of this video, the way this bag is constructed or designed, that once it is on your shoulder and kind of compresses down with this folding mechanism and therefore making it a little bit more slimmer, is amazing, because this will make the bag appear much smaller and much unnoticeable on the front or on your back when you're carrying it, despite the 6-liter capacity. As mentioned previously in the video, I do not like, or I rather prefer, smaller sling bags, and this bag does not feel as bulky, let's say that way, on my shoulders or when I'm wearing it as I was anticipating, making this the perfect personal carry-on bag, sling bag in my humble opinion. And I will definitely use this when I'm flying somewhere. The attention to detail on this bag is also amazing, because you have a lot of small little details that make this bag so special. On one hand, you have this V-buckle style fitlock mechanism for the shoulder strap, and I love these style of fitlocks. I prefer them because, as I mentioned in one of my videos that is called I Hate Fitlocks, you can see that video in the info tab above, somewhere up here, I explain that I don't like most fitlocks due to them being very easy to operate. On one hand, with the magnets, they close very easily and very fast, which makes that a very cool addition to any strap actually. However, because they are so easy to operate, it is also fairly easy to accidentally bump open that fitlock. That happened to me actually on my motorcycle while I was riding. I had big protective motorcycle gloves on there, so it is a little bit difficult to feel around the sling, and I was kind of like trying to move the sling back to the front, and I accidentally bumped against that fitlock. It opened and the sling bag was just about to fall down on the street. I believe I was on the highway, so it would have been a very dangerous situation as well. Fortunately, I caught the bag. That is why I never wear any sling bag with a fitlock on my motorcycle unless it's a V-buckle style fitlock, or I secure the fitlock with, I don't know, gaffer's tape or anything. So having this V-buckle style fitlock on here is amazing, and I love it a lot. Another attention to detail is this small little grab handle here on the shoulder strap. Honestly, it's totally redundant redundant. You don't need it, because if you want to grab the bag anyways, you will grab the shoulder strap. Why use this little handle? It's a nice addition. It's a cool, as I said, attention to detail, which makes this bag a little bit more special, but you don't need it. I just like it a lot that there is something like that on here. You have a strap and organizer, also attention to detail. However, it's not the greatest. It is this kind of strap and organizer where you just kind of have this hook and where you just kind of slide it in, and it is kept in place by friction and not necessarily by a very good means of security. Then you have these G-hooks, this hardware. It's not a G-hook actually, it's a carabiner that kind of looks like a G-hook. I don't know what the name is, but it is out of metal. Everything is very well constructed. I like the addition of some pockets, like the zippered pocket that is great for my wallet, my extra wallet that I have here actually. And then you have some pen slots, these small little side slots here in the main compartment. The glasses pocket that I use for my phone is also really cool. So all in all, small little compartment additions that make this bag very useful and easy to kind of organize and load out while not overwhelming you with too many slots and compartments. So bottom line, features great, construction amazing, really good. But that is to expect it, right? With a special edition Carryology collaboration backpack, you expect good fabrics, good construction, and from my use I can confirm that the construction, the quality of the bag is amazing. The features are good, as mentioned. The small little attention to details make this actually better than other sling bags in the Bellroy lineup, but I will put an alternative sling bag in the description below, just if you are not able to get this one. Maybe there is an alternative that I can link below. And yeah, I really like this bag. So bottom line, I love what I've done here. Carryology, Bellroy, you did a good job in my humble opinion. I like all of the small little details. I understand all of the drawbacks that this bag has, like this small little gap here on the side, on both sides actually. This lip, I know that you do this, Bellroy, on most of your sling bags. It's a design choice, but yeah, I don't like the drawbacks this design choice has, but I can live with that. So all in all, I will use this bag a lot for a personal item when I'm traveling, when I'm everyday carry, when I'm using all of my gear, when I'm carrying my Pocket 3 that I'm filming on right now. If I take my Canon G9, all of that gear, I will put this in here because this bag won't weigh me down despite all of the contents inside, and despite the bigger volume, it compresses right and it looks good. I think that this bag looks really good. So I highly recommend this bag. If you can get your hands on one of these, I would say go for it, or you participate in the contest that I will mention just a second and try to win this bag or a new version of this bag, because I messed it up. However, I was able to get rid of those small little white dots that I got here when I was in the supermarket. So now let me tell you how you can win this bag. Alright, let's get to the good part of this video. As mentioned in the introduction, you can win this Carryology Bellroy Chimera Slingbag. It's not going to be a simple giveaway where you just comment and subscribe and then I pick randomly a winner. I want to really make sure that this bag won't get into the hands of a scalper or a person that just comes to this video and then just enters the giveaway in high hopes that that person will win. I want to make sure that the bag goes to a bag enthusiast, and more importantly, one of you viewers who actually enjoy my content, but more importantly also my podcast. After this, I will superimpose or make a picture of 10 questions that you can screenshot, and then you will need to answer at least 5 of those 10 questions to be entered in the drawing of the winner. So I will create a spreadsheet with numbers, and if you have 5 correct answers, you will occupy, is that the right term? I will put you in one of those lines. For every additional correct answer, I will put your name again in one of the columns, is that the right now? Or yeah, columns of the spreadsheet. So in theory, if you have 10 correct answers, you will occupy 6 lines in that spreadsheet. So maybe 1 through 6, for instance. And after all of you have sent me your answers, I put all of the correct ones into that spreadsheet, take a random number generator, and then pick of those people who correctly answered the questions. This might sound a little bit complicated, but I really want to make sure that the bag gets into good hands of some of my viewers, some of you who are listening to the podcast and who actually enjoy bags, and not some random person that just comes here, sees in the title giveaway, oh okay, I comment below and subscribe. I hope that is understandable, and I hope you like doing this kind of contest, because the contest will involve a couple of questions that only can be answered if you are listening to my podcast and watch my videos, of course. So the 10 questions will be visible now here on the screen, so take your time to screenshot those questions, and then you need to send your answers to youtube@ismono.com with the subject headline Carryology Bellroy Giveaway Contest, and you have time until the 3rd of May. Also, do not forget to subscribe, because I will announce the winner on the 5th of May with a video here on this channel. Obviously, afterwards I will also contact the winner via email to ask for the shipping details, because Bellroy will send a new fresh bag to the winner as soon as possible. So yeah, I hope that wasn't too complicated, and I hope you understood how you can win the bag and why I'm doing it this way. So yeah, because I feel there are a lot of scalpers and there are a lot of people here on YouTube that just go to any video that has giveaway in the headline. So this will really make sure this bag goes to someone who actually enjoys bags and hopefully also listens to the podcast. And if you haven't listened to it before, then probably you will do now, just to be able to answer those questions. And yeah, last but not least, if you have any questions about the contest, the bag, or whatever, comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, click the like button. And please feel free to subscribe to this channel, podcast obviously, Instagram, and second channel at you know the below. Stay safe and healthy everyone, and good luck in winning this cool little bag. Thank you very much.